dissect the weekend's results and discuss whether it was a shot or a cross in the Finland United game. Of course, NPL Coach will part ways with their coach. We'll have all the news on that. And later in the show, Luke Klimek drops in to talk about his 400th game from the weekend.
Welcome to the local game for episode 14. It is great to be back here once again. Another big week in football. A lot to get through today. Keko's inbox back in the show later today. Had something sent in to us to be aware of in the collegiate leagues. Well, welcome back for another week. My co-host, Ali Atkins. Good to have you back.
Thanks for inviting me back.
It's a lot to get through today. WNPL, we're going to talk about your side, Adelaide City, struggling a little bit, just like the men's side, sorry. But we'll talk about that later. A lot to get through and a lot to unpack this week. We'll head into the hot topics first of all as we look at the international call-ups. Under 23s for the women have called up Ella Tonkin, a great call-up for her.
Yeah, super good. She really deserves it. She's a quality player and she's just getting better and better. So that's great for her.
And especially at the moment where there's a lot of hype around international teams like the Matildas who are in town as we speak. Charlie Grant is here. She faced the presser only a couple of days ago. And the real excitement for her as well to be here in Adelaide and being called up to that squad as well ahead of the Olympics.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure she's excited being back home. But I think everyone's excited for this game.
Yeah.
I know I'm super excited, so it should be a good one.
Well, she mentioned in the press conference, it's her parents follow her around all the time, but to have them here in Adelaide is just extra special moment to be able to play in front of them. We know what it was like for some of the Socceroos when they got to play and Troisi scored in front of his family at Adelaide Oval. Now, hopefully, Charlie Grant can have the same opportunity.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, we're looking forward to that. Also, another call up as well as we head into topic number 2 is Somalia. The national team have called up Cumberland United's Abdullahi, who's been called up to play for them. It's great that we're starting to see a lot more of these international teams calling up our local players. I think it's about 4 or 5 now in our local leagues that are representing national teams, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it's super good to see. I guess it just means people are watching football in Adelaide, which is great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Obviously, Vanuatu's one of those as well. So it's great to get that call up, and good luck to him for that call up. Hopefully, he does well, and it's one of many to come. But topic number 3 as well. We talk about our players every week, but we also don't forget. We just don't talk about it enough. We can talk about it forever. Is our volunteers. It is National Volunteer Week this week. A great week to just recognise the volunteers, not only in sport, but across the country that do a lot of work. The amount of hours out there that they put into anything it can be. There's volunteers at hospitals, there's volunteers at schools, volunteers at festivals, most festivals, and volunteers at our local soccer clubs as well that put so much hard work in. You'd know exactly being at a club like Adelaide City of how important those volunteers are.
Yeah, volunteers are literally what keeps the clubs going. Like the time that their own time that they put in, they're the reason like these clubs continue to get the fans in, continue to run the canteens, they're such an integral part of any club.
I'm very excited this week as well to say thank you to our volunteers. Our good friends at Nosso Cafe down at West Lakes are going to be giving us $100 prize for a volunteer to thank him for all their hard work. They're going to be serving up some great food down there and also some great views at West Lakes.
Oh, it's a great cafe, that one.
It is. Great coffees and great food down there. So we've got a $100 prize to give away. All you got to do is nominate your volunteer that you think deserves that $100 at Nosso Cafe. We will choose a winner for next week's show. So you got all week to get involved. Head to our social media, that is the Local Game Instagram, for all the details. And you can nominate your volunteer that deserves that $100. And we can't wait to award it next week. And a big thank you to all the volunteers for all your hard work, especially behind the bar as well, because we know how important our food is on match day, and also getting the pitch ready for game day. Well, let's get ready for the WNPL results from the weekend. Let's take a look at those results. Well, Sturt Lions a big loss against West Adelaide with a 4-0 win to the table toppers Salisbury Inter, a 1-0 win to Metro United, and Jenna McCormick scoring a goal in that 1-1 draw for Adelaide University against the NTC. A big weekend of results, but one that stands out is the 2-0 win to the Adelaide Comets, who took on your side, Adelaide City, on the weekend. Obviously, a big game for you guys to play, Ali, but a 2-0 loss to them, in hindsight, they're a strong team, Adelaide Comets, this season. But for you guys, you're bottom 3 at the moment. What's the momentum like at the club, and what's it like at the moment?
Yeah, like it was a big game for sure. It's been obviously a bit of a rough run for us the past few weeks, but I think from this game we really did step up. There is good signs there, even though we still didn't come away with a win. We know going into the next few games what we need to do. And now we've got Chelsea Dorber back, which is a massive asset for us. In the end, we need to score goals, and she's a player that can definitely score goals. So I think going into the next few rounds, we are really going to take it back up to where we deserve to be, because we are a quality side.
Absolutely. There's a few players that normally come to LA City that are in the West Torrens Bacala squad. Dylan Holmes, unfortunately, scored on the weekend.
She did.
Yeah, so she's making a little bit of an impact over there. Mm-hmm. Obviously, those type of players that you're used to having come back would obviously mix up the team a little bit, not having them around this year.
Yeah, for sure. Like Dylan Holmes, amazing player. Same with Isabel Hodgson. We unfortunately missed out on getting them back to City this year. But we all wish them the best at Bacala. And they're going to do massive things for that club, as obviously Dylan's scoring already. They've already done that. So, yeah.
And the other result as well, Flinders United, a 3-2 win over West Torrens Bacala, which now brings them into the 4th place. That's huge for the club to be able to be up there. And West Torrens were obviously a very strong team in the opening rounds, getting into that top 3 and very tight up the top. Starting to drop away a little bit, but now Flinders, that win really helps them.
Yeah, for sure. Flinders are a surprising one for me. I didn't think that they would be as strong as they have been this year, but they've come away with some good results, and they never stop fighting. So it's really good to see from them, and I think keep watching them, because they might creep back up.
Yep, and some great goals as well. Some bangers this year so far in the opening 8 rounds. But that first one from Anastasia, will it be a cross or a shot? What do you reckon?
I think it was more cross.
But you take that as a shot. I would claim it.
I mean, she should claim it. Yeah. Like, in the end, it's a great goal.
Great goal.
But, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's some great goals all weekend. Well, that is round 8 of the Go Sunny Solar WNPL. Some great results there. We'll talk about the upcoming fixtures later in the show. And the men's NPL, we'll talk about those results from round 11. Some big results. But up next, don't go anywhere. It's the State Leagues as we cover the State League 1, 2 and WSL. That's all up next on The Local Game. Welcome back to The Local Game. Well, we'll be catching up with Luke Klimek very soon. But first, let's head into the State Leagues. West Adelaide get a 2-1 win over Adelaide Victory on the weekend. Playford, a 4-0 win over Western Strikers. Cumberland United, a 3-1 win over Blue Eagles. That game featured Abdullahi as well, who for Cumberland United, who is on his way to the Somalia national team soon as well with that call-up. But the big one from there was a massive 3-2 win for Adelaide, for Sturt Lions over the Adelaide Cobras. 2-0 down after the 60-minute mark or thereabouts, and then a massive comeback for Sturt to get 3 goals in that final 30 minutes to take it out 3-2. A massive win for them to be able to do that. Lewis Benedetti scoring those 2 goals for the Cobras, but a Sortini goal to get them back into it. But Alton dug a penalty in the 94th minute. Sometimes those moments right at the end, you can make a little mistake, and then especially when you're 2-all on a even playing field at that point. You'd be disappointing yourself, so you can easily make a mistake like that.
Yeah, 100% it happens.
And just moments earlier than that, before that penalty as well, I reckon 30 seconds or 60 seconds before, Cobras tried to make a change, but the player on the bench was wearing the wrong number to to what was on the dribble team sheet. So unfortunately, they couldn't bring him on. And then 30 seconds later, there was a penalty given, and then they ended up going down 3-2. So very disappointing for them. But the Vipers, on the other hand, a massive win as well. A 4-2 win over West Torrens Berkala. Well, they did it with 10 men as well. A 2-all draw. It was 2-all draw after 45 minutes. Charlie Devereux scoring the 2 goals for the Berkala, who had to come back to equalise twice in those first 45. But Matosevic getting that red card right in a halftime break. Well, kind of, you'd think it would end things there, but they just didn't give up, the Vipers. And 2 more goals later in the game as well. And this weekend, there was so many last minute goals in the last, from 89 minutes onwards. There's so many, I've lost count how many there were, but a 93rd minute winner for Balumba in a penalty as well in that game.
Wow.
To notch it up one extra bit. But a great inclusion for West Torrens Berkala to have someone like Charlie Devereux in the side, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a quality person as well as player. Great score for them.
Well, let's head over to the State League 2 now and have a look at those results from the weekend. Pontian Eagles get a 4-2 win over the Modbury Vista. Port Adelaide 3-0 over Mount Barker United. Northern Demons travel away to Seaford Rangers. That's almost like a distance derby there. And it's it is distance derby. It's probably the longest distance between two sides from Port Pirie all the way down to Seaford. A 1-0 win to Northern Demons. So that'll be a great bus ride home on the weekend. But it was Adelaide Uni, which I think was a big one. 2-1 win over Cove. But the very first time of the season, this is their 11th win out of 11 games. But the first time they've ever gone down in a game. So a 1-0 lead for Cove. But that fight to come back in that would be just only do good things for their confidence, wouldn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It's so important for them.
Yep. A 2-1 win. Ribington scoring at the 44th minute goal. And once again, a 90th minute penalty. Michael Siccardo scoring in that final moment for the LA Uni, which is that's so many games this weekend were decided in that final moments, and even in the NPL, which we're going to discuss later. It just really shows that the teams aren't giving up, and they're just making for exciting football.
Yeah, it's the best.
Well, let's head to the WSL now, where we're going to have a look at those results from the weekend. Croydon FC scoring their first goal of the season. It's hard to look at, and I feel sorry for the players down there, but it's great that I'm able to get a goal, and a 29-1 win to Modbury Vista is just, it's not great to look at, but hopefully, I keep saying this every week, hopefully something can get sorted down there because it's not great for the confidence.
Yeah, but you got to give it to those girls. They haven't given up and they're still trying, so good on them.
Absolutely. Well, it wasn't a win for the weekend for the Western Strikers, but a 2-0 loss to LA Jaguars also saw Mariana Rajic in that side. Great inclusion for her, former LA Crow, former LA United, playing in that side.
Yeah, it's awesome for that club. I think just having someone with that leadership and experience is going to be great for those girls.
Earlier in the week, I caught up with Luke Klimek. Let's have a listen to that chat when I sat down with the 400 gamer from the weekend. I'm down here with 400 gamer for Croydon FC on the weekend. A massive milestone against FK Belgrade. It is Luke Klimek. Good to have you, Luke.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Congratulations, 400 games. It's a milestone that not everyone gets to notch up, but you've done it. And not only have you done it whilst in the NPL, but you've done it at one club at Croydon FC. What's that like for you to be able to reach something like this?
It's a bit crazy to think that I've played 400 games now. Don't know how many junior games as well to add to that for Croydon. So 400 games, one club. A lot of good memories, and it's been a long time. So I think it's 18 years or something like that. So in the first team. So yeah,
you started 2 years obviously at Bacala as a junior, but then you moved on to Croydon, and that's where you've been since. But to play 400 senior games, how what's been some of your favorite moments over the years to achieve at the club?
I think championships are always the number one, but just building friendships and experiencing the highs and lows. There's during each season there's so many highs and lows, and that's part of football.
Yeah.
Which makes it special.
The on the weekend you scored in your milestone match. You score in a lot of big matches for the club. You scored in the first game at the new venue as well, and all the other big occasions that you're a part of. But unfortunate, it didn't end the way you wanted it. But to be able to have that missed penalty earlier on in the game, but then straight after you get the goal, which is a great goal. How did that feel to be able to come back? Did that missing the penalty just give you that extra energy to try and come back?
Yeah, it's funny when I missed that penalty. You just sort of think, 400 game, big game, miss a penalty. It's just like you can so easily put your head down and just sort of like cry over it, I guess, and just sook over it for the whole game. But I just had to have a laugh. I had to have a laugh at myself and just think, got to get over it.
Yep.
And then, I did and scored, which was, special.
Yeah.
And, then the assist was, special as well for Tommy. So
yeah, a great assist as well. Just how did it feel when it came off your boot to get that assist?
Yeah, I just, even before that, I saw the space and told him to make that run and, just hit it, I guess, perfectly. And he took a great touch and finished it really well. So, it just worked out perfectly.
In an ideal world, I wanted to chat to you straight after the game about your milestone, but I just didn't think you would be in the right mood the way the game ended. So that's why I've asked you to come in afterwards. But what was it like to the club? Obviously, you have some good games and then some real bad games. But this one here, you had a dominant early first half, but the second half, obviously, a little bit different. And Beergrad were able to come in. Do you know what was it? Did you guys just change the mentality a little bit, just being comfortable at 2-0?
Maybe towards the end, I think, we sort of let them get into the game a bit more and sort of take a bit more control. I still think we had, a few good chances even in the second half to, I guess, close out the game and, make it 3-0 and probably at 3-0 it's, game over.
Yep.
But, they sort of overran us towards the end.
Yeah. Well, back on your 400th game though, I think one thing that was really cool was that before the game, celebrating the occasion, and all the players, AJ organised to make sure all the players and yourself were wearing a T-shirt that said 400 games. How special was that to have that, and also your family there as well with you?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Didn't expect that. Rocked up to the game and everyone had 400 shirt on their in their locker, so that was pretty special. And then to hold my son walking out on the field was very nice, and family out on the field. So nice present from the club as well. So it was a special moment for me and my family.
What's the club mean to you to be a part of it? Obviously, you got the Polish background. The club still tries to hold on to that heritage. But what's it like to be a part of this club still to this day? And you can see there's trying to go back to that Polish heritage and embrace it a bit more with the club rooms especially.
Yeah, it's I guess it's sort of like a second family to me. So I've spent goodness knows how many years at the club. So it's, you got a family at home, but this is sort of the other part of it. So very special place for me, and it will always be special to me, and very, very fond of the club. Yeah.
Well, talking about the heritage of the club, being the cultural heritage with Polish side of things, they're bringing back the food, which is great. This Friday night, you're bringing back, I can't pronounce it properly, pierogi. Pierogi. That's this Friday. How excited are you to be able to eat that? You're going to be heading down for that?
I won't be there, but we don't have training, so I'll skip it. But it's very nice that they can bring back a little bit of the Polish tradition and the food that used to be available. For, when I was sort of growing up, when I was a kid, the Polish meals, which is special.
They've got a few different fillings. Which one's your favorite? It's hard.
Yeah, so the I guess my favorite would probably be Ruskia, which is like potato and cheese.
Yeah,
onion.
Ooh, that sounds good.
That's nice. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah, nice. I've got to head down there. I think so. I've never actually had them before, so there's a our producer Jaden Betterman of the producer of the local football live streams. He's got some Polish background as well, so he sent me photos of them over the years, and mate, they look delicious.
Yeah, they're the bomb.
Yeah. Head down there on Friday night and get yourself some. And thank you, Luke. All the best for the rest of the season. Congrats again on 400 games, and hopefully we can see you play maybe another 100. How's it feeling?
Not another 100.
Another 50 at least?
Another 11.
Well, good luck with the rest of the season, mate, and all the best. And thank you again for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It was great chatting with Luke Klimek, a great local guy, a great local legend. Unfortunately, the result didn't go his way on the weekend, but a great 400 games for him as well. Well, let's talk about the NPL up next. Don't go anywhere. It's the local game. Welcome back to the local game as we get ready to wrap things up on the show, but there's a lot more to get through before we do that. That is the RAA NPL SA. Some big results on the weekend. An important one for one team and a surprising one for another. Let's head into those fixtures from the weekend. The round 11 results. A 2-2 draw for Metro and LA Comets. The Raiders, a 2-0 win over Adelaide United, and on the Friday night fixtures as well, Parry Hills, 3-0 win over South Adelaide. Almost a distant derby there as well, but not too far as the Modbury one when they play South Adelaide. But Modbury as well, a 1-0 loss to Campbelltown City. But the result that probably shocks everyone the most was Croydon FC had an early penalty in the game for the 400 gamer Luke Klimek. Couldn't get it, but scored another great goal in that 10th minute. And then an even better assist to Tom Visser in the 48th minute. You thought at that point they would have cleaned up the game then and there, but a 2-0 scoreline is always a dangerous one. And from being there in the crowd, you could see the players probably stepped back a little bit, thinking they kind of had the game in their hands. But then to lose it 3-2 to FK Beograd, another one in the 90th minute mark as well, the winner for Ninko Beric. It just really shows you can't, especially someone like Beograd who let go of a lead to LA United in the week prior. It's just you can't ever give up at any point in the game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you should never stop, as well as never giving up, because anything can change in these games. Like I said, 2-0 down, you can just come straight back.
Yep. The equaliser, 85th minute, a brand new signing for FK Belgrade as well. Matthew Mayo from Adelaide City. He was playing for the reserves a week prior. Now, because of the regulations, he can sign straight away for Adelaide, for FK Belgrade, slotted straight into that team on the weekend, and I think that would definitely gain him another spot in the team sheet this weekend.
Yeah, I reckon it will.
Definitely. A great win there for FK Beograd. Very disappointing for Croydon FC. There has been some news as well that the coaching situation down there has changed this week. Trevor Stott is departing the club and will be replaced by assistant coach Ian Fife for the rest of the season. So that just really shows the situation that Croydon's in at the moment. So we do hope things get better for the side, because they do have some great players there. Andre Cole will be making his way back into the squad as well. A couple of injuries. So it's one of those teams that if all the players are on the park and playing to their best every week, they could be easily finals contenders, which I've put them as for this year. But a big turning point, a game I was at and I left at 2-1 was Adelaide City. Ended up winning 6-1. Olympic were on a little bit of a running rampage at the moment with not a rampage, but they were having some great results over the previous weeks. But unfortunately, on the weekend, a red card at a 2-1 scoreline just kind of shifted things around in the favour of Adelaide City, who just really took advantage of it to get their spirits back.
Yes, it did, and I think it was needed. It was great to have the boys get that result.
You were training with them on Monday night. What was the vibe like at the club? Obviously, was there a bit of relief compared to the previous few weeks, which they haven't had a losing streak like that in so long?
Yeah, we were definitely all in high spirits. Like, it was from the boys' camp, it was a good vibe. But job's definitely not done for those boys, and Pez is a very strict coach, so it was just another game done, and now they're focused on the rest. But yeah, it was so needed, that result. So I'm really happy the boys got across the line.
Yeah, if they didn't get it, there's a lot of pressure being put on Pez. I think not from the club. I haven't heard anything from the club, but outside of the club, a lot of people talking that it's maybe a coaching change needs to happen. But he's a coach that's known to win trophies at the club. So I think when you have 2 or 3 losses under your belt in a row, for a club like LA City, it's always on the mind. It's playing on the mind, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Pez, I think he has a plan. I know they're towards the bottom of the ladder now, but I think they will be able to break out for the second leg of the season.
Well, let's take a look at that. The start of the second leg of the season, which is round 12 this weekend. Travelling away to South Adelaide, a cold Friday night for Adelaide City. They'll be taking on South Adelaide down there. Croydon backing it up against Adelaide Croatia Raiders at home this Saturday, which kicks off a Saturday afternoon of football, which is Para Hills as well, Modbury Jets, the Northern Derby, Campbelltown, Adelaide United, Beergrad taking on Metro Stars, and to round it out, a 6 o'clock game, Adelaide Olympic taking on Adelaide Comet. Some big games down there on the weekend. So check all that out as we kick off the second half of the season. And also women's football. Let's head over to the WNPL and WSL Cup this weekend as cup action kicks off in the women's game. We had the result on Wednesday night to kick it all off first. Adelaide Uni and Adelaide Comets in that fixture. But Friday night, it all continues on with the Sturt Lions, Salisbury Inter. You guys are playing, Adelaide City are playing NTC.
Yeah.
And then Sunday as well, it continues on with West Adelaide, Metro United. You'd say West Adelaide should easily win that.
Yes. Yeah, I reckon.
They're just on fire this year. Some big inclusions for the team. And just topping them up again with LA United players is just taking a good team to even better levels.
Yeah, I think the WNPL is going to really step up now that all these players have come back. It's going to be even more competitive and really good football.
Absolutely. Well, it's Keko's inbox really taken off, and we got one sent in from the weekend. Let's take a look at that as we head into this favourite segment. Well, thank you to Brendan for sending this one in to make us aware of a player who put his head in the game and listened to his coach's instructions, but probably took him a little bit too seriously. As we check this out, a great opportunity to get a goal there. Comes off the post, off the line, and cleared off the line, and it almost went in with his head.
I wish that had gone in. That would have been hilarious, but still very, very good.
Yeah, he would have been seeing stars after that one. Let's take a look at that again in slow motion as it comes off his head. Mate, that is it's hilarious. And could you just imagine if it went in and scored a goal from that? You'd be bragging about that in the club rooms afterwards.
Yeah, 100%.
And you'd be copping it as well from some of your teammates.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Keko's inbox is all about. Make sure you keep an eye out from the weekend. If you see anything like that, send them in because we love it here at the local game. Well, we also love Antonis Pagonis. Let's head to Press for Time.
John, it's been a fun year here in South Australia so far, but it's always great to see former players from our competition succeed overseas. And one of them is Giuseppe Bovalina. It was great to see him get his starting debut for the Vancouver Whitecaps as they advanced in the Canadian Championship over Calvary. All the best to him during his time overseas. It's great to see him succeed.
Well, that's it on the local game. Thank you for joining us once again. And don't forget, enter that competition as well from our mates at Nosso Cafe. Nominate your volunteers now at the local game Instagram. Head to our page right now and check out all the details there. Links in our bio. And we will see you all next week to announce that. But Ali, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck in the cup game this weekend.
Thank you.
And we'll see you all next week on the local game. Have a great weekend. We'll see you then.